Now, on to the ugly policies section of the syllabus, which we're actually backtracking to. I've got to organize this a little bit better. The first policy that we find there is the policy on plagiarism, and you'll find a rather long quote there with a footnote to the student handbook, which you're responsible for anyway. You can find that online by following the web address that I list on the bottom of the syllabus. Basically, if you take words, ideas, or positions that you appropriate from somewhere else, right? For example, SparkNotes, Wikipedia, cheathouse.com I've seen, and that sort of thing, and use those as though they were your own ideas, you're committing a version of theft, right? You're saying, well, I thought of that, when in fact you didn't, right? First off, you're lying. Secondly, you're stealing somebody else's work, right? So don't do it. Oakland University is extremely strict about this. They've got good policies on plagiarism that are, sort of strict with regard to sanctioning it. Suspension is frequent. Failure in the course by my course policy is automatic. I've got a zero tolerance policy. And expulsion is possible. Other sanctions I've seen come through the hearings for the ungodly number of plagiarists that I've had throughout my career at Oakland University. Now, just how this works, my contract considers me an adequate judge of your performance in the class. Do you understand? Is a question that I'm qualified to answer. Is this your work? Is not a question that I'm qualified to answer. So if I suspect plagiarism, and by suspect I mean have good evidence compiled, have your source and your paper in hand, if I suspect plagiarism, I'm required contractually to submit it to the Dean of Students' office, at which point a big committee of 5 people, including yourself and myself, if you do this, will be put together, and in every committee of this sort, the students failed and additional sanctions have been put on. So finger wag, finger wag, finger wag, don't do it, and we won't have a problem. You see, this is why I hate the policy section of this course, because you guys haven't done anything yet, and it puts me in a position where I'm criminalizing you even before you begin. I'm not going to assume you're plagiarists, but I am going to warn you that I've got a wacky knack for actually detecting it as I read through your responses. Secondly, the missed examination policy, right? In the event that you miss an assignment for this course, and I'm aware that you get sick, your internet connection goes down, there's a death or illness in your family, that sort of thing. Life happens, right? I'm the first to understand that. And I'm required to and disposed to actually dealing with these in a fair-minded kind of way. Extensions are possible, is what I'm saying. But nonetheless, what I require of you is that you notify me preferably before the due date or deadline in question, or within 12 hours of it. Otherwise, I won't be able to offer an extension. Right? That's my course policy, and that's there because I've had students come to me, for example, in a fall semester that missed at the end of September the first midterm, and they come to me in December and saying, well, what should I do about that first midterm? Well, no, it's been too long. Right? The model answers for that midterm have been published on Moodle for too long, right? You've had more time than anybody else to prepare for that. So basically, I want to be able to take care of these issues swiftly and effectively, and if you let me know within 12 hours and we come to a rather quick arrangement with regard to sorting out a makeup date or an extension for the assignment in question, you'll find I'm pretty fair-minded with that, but all I require is that you let me know what's going on, right, so that we can deal with this and so that I know what's going on, right. Email, I understand that you guys, it's the main way you've got to contact me is via email. First off, Oakland University requires all Oakland University correspondents to use Oakland University email addresses. So if your Hotmail, Gmail, or Yahoo, or Comcast, or whatever accounts email me, technically I'm not even supposed to respond to those emails. And if I do respond, there will be a note in the email saying that please note that all future correspondence, blah blah blah, yakety schmackety, right? So Oakland University email. Secondly, I'm teaching 2 sections of this online class, and again, your main way to contact me is via email. I get a ridiculous number of emails every day, right? And frankly, I don't know how to keep up with these emails unless I'm just constantly emailing. Sometimes you'll see that if I have a lot of the same question, I will blanket response to the entire class. Moodle lets me do that, right? This doesn't mean I'm ignoring you. It just means that I've got a lot of emails and I'm trying to keep up. Also, sometimes we like to think of email as instant, but sometimes I email the chair of my department across the hall, and he doesn't get the email for 3 days, right? So servers are kind of funny, and there are such things as server lag, plus the sheer volume that I'm dealing with. Please give me time, and I'll try to do my best to respond to as many and as completely to your emails as possible. But if you need a response, I've got office hours and I've got an office telephone as well. So that's another good way to get in contact with me. Plus, we speak at something like 250 words a minute, and we type, if we're good, maybe at 100, right? So it takes longer to answer emails. So that's the email sort of policy. Please be patient, is what I'm saying. And then finally, the discussion board policy. Treat it like an instructional resource, right? The topic frames what is appropriate for the discussion board. It's if you want to complain about the class or complain about your grades, Facebook is good for that. Twitter's good for that. Personal email. I don't know if anybody uses MySpace anymore, but these are all good forums for that. Right? The discussion boards are for the discussion of the material, right? Any sort of questions about the course should be directed to me via email, and what's more, it's basically, no, I guess that's it. So use the discussion board as a discussion board. Oh, that's what I was going to say. And absolutely no slanderous or derogatory remarks on this discussion board. I will sanction that. Right? So don't do that. We'll be fine. The last couple of things, I've given you a tentative reading schedule. I'm going to call your attention to the word tentative because sometimes we fall behind. I don't see that happening this semester, seeing as how it's an online format. And I've already recorded most of the video lectures for this semester. But this will give you sort of a timeline for your reading so that you can keep up. It's divided into weeks. The weeks are, we are in week 1 right now, so we'll be reviewing the syllabus, the course policy, and screen the overview and general introduction to ethics video, this video that you're watching right now. That's what you'll be doing in week 1. In addition, I've posted a video on the pre-Socratics that'll give you some background for the course. Week 2 we'll be getting into Plato's 5 Dialogues, so you should read that and screen all related videos, though there will be 1 background video and 1 main video with that. And your deadlines are listed through here as well. January 31st for the first exam. Let me see, the second exam is March 7th. That'll give me time to get you feedback by the drop date. And the final exam for April the 12th, it'll be posted, and April the 19th it's due. The last thing that I want you to do is take a look at my letter grade to percentage point conversion. This is just a convention. This is just what I think when I say to myself A, B, C, or D, right? You get a letter grade for the course, and then by an official conversion chart, I transfer that over to a 4-point grade for the course.